Hi guys, it's me, Tech Jake. Today, we're checking out something a little different but still very cool if you're into efficiency, productivity, and business tech. This right here is the Formax AP2 Monochrome digital address printer. Now, I know at first glance it doesn't sound like your typical flashy piece of consumer tech like a smartphone or a pair of earbuds, but if you're running a small business, office, or even handling bulk mailings, this machine is actually a game changer. So let's break it down. First off, the Formax AP2 is designed for speed, consistency, and reliability. It's rocking inkjet technology for sharp, clear, monochrome prints, which makes it perfect for printing addresses directly onto envelopes. No labels, no sticking, no extra hassle, just clean, professional prints straight onto the envelope. If you've ever had to deal with bulk mailing campaigns, you know how much of a pain it can be to manage labels, alignment issues, and all that. This printer just skips all that. One of the highlights here is the integrated feeder system. This thing can hold up to 500 envelopes at once, which means you can just load it up, hit start, and let it run without constantly babysitting the machine. That's a huge time saver. And paired with that, the feeder system is smooth and efficient, which means fewer jams and interruptions. Again, if you've worked with other printers that constantly give you trouble, you'll appreciate how important this is. On top of that, you've got variable print resolution, which gives you flexibility depending on whether you're going for speed or maximum sharpness. If you need quick throughput for bulk mail, you can optimize for that. If you want extra crisp detail for more professional, client-facing work, you can bump up the resolution. It's versatile enough to balance both quality and productivity. Then there's the 4.5-inch color touchscreen. Honestly, I think this is one of the most underrated features, because it just makes the whole user experience smoother. Instead of digging through confusing button menus or outdated panels, you've got a clean touchscreen interface that's modern and intuitive. It's easy to navigate, and it even gives you real-time feedback on things like ink usage thanks to the on-screen ink monitor. That means no more guessing when your ink's about to run out. Everything is right there at a glance. Power-wise, it's running at 115 VAC, 50-60 Hz, which is standard for most setups, so you don't have to worry about compatibility issues. You just plug it in, set it up, and you're good to go. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. This is not exactly the kind of flashy tech you show off on your desk, but that's not the point. The Formax AP2 is built for workhorse performance. It's the kind of machine that businesses invest in because it saves time, reduces hassle, and keeps workflows smooth. And honestly, in an office environment, that's just as valuable as the latest gadget. The build quality also feels solid. It's meant to handle repetitive tasks without breaking down on you. And when you think about the scale, up to hundreds or even thousands of addressed envelopes per day, the reliability factor becomes huge. This isn't something you want to fail halfway through a mailing job, and Formax has a pretty solid track record with reliability in this category. So yeah, the Formax AP2 might not be the sexiest gadget out there, but it's one of those tools that makes real-world office tasks way easier. If you've been relying on manual addressing, old-school printers, or just a process that eats up way too much time, this is the upgrade you didn't know you needed. Hi guys, it's me, Tech Jake. If you want to buy this Formax AP2 Monochrome digital address printer, then please visit the link provided in the description.